Four questions every man must ask every woman before you decide to date any woman, before you decide to take any woman serious. These are the four questions you must ask her. Now, the truth is, most of you men don't ask these questions because most of you are simps. Most of you are too desperate. Most of you believe that if you ask a woman these questions, you end up annoying her and she will leave you. And because of how testy you are, because of how desperate you are, you end up ignoring these questions only for you to date this girl and find out later that these girls are a disadvantage to you, that these girls are not healthy for you. Now, the four questions you must ask these girls. The first one is, do you believe that a woman should cook for her man? Now, the reason why you must ask this question is because the times have changed. Back in the days, it was a norm, it was normal, accepted by every woman to cook for their men. They see it as a source of pride to cook for their men. But these days, some of these girls now believe that cooking for a man, serving a man is punishment, is them degrading themselves, is them harming themselves, is them bringing themselves so low, cooking for a man. Now you must ask a woman this, because you don't want to be with a woman who doesn't believe in cooking for her man, who doesn't believe in taking care of your stomach. It makes no sense. Because one of the things that should give a normal woman, that should give her pride, that should give her happiness, is serving her man, taking care of her man. Cooking is a feminine trait. Just like how a mother would love to nurture her children by cooking for them, by making sure they eat their meal, by making sure they take their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner. That should also be the same way a normal girlfriend, a normal wife should take care of her man's stomach. If a woman cannot do this, then obviously she's not healthy for you, because you can't be a man who is providing, who is protecting, and your woman can't do for you something as simple as cooking. When you tell her to cook, she'll tell you, go and get a maid. Mind you, probably you are the only one she's cooking for, and she's telling you to go and get a maid. If a woman doesn't cook for you as a girlfriend, even if you marry her, she's not going to cook. She's only going to get worse. Because whatever character a woman was exhibiting as a girlfriend will only intensify, will only become much as a wife. So if you ask a woman this, and she tells you things like, I don't believe in cooking, or I cannot cook, or I don't think it's my job as a woman to cook, trust me, it's a red flag. If this woman is more focused on her career or her job, rather than taking care of you, especially when you are very nice to her, very good to her, provide for her, you always spoil her, but she cannot cook for you. For me, that is a huge problem. The second question you should ask every woman is, what is your relationship with your father? If a woman grew up in a broken home, in a home where she never respected her dad, in a home where she hated her father, her biological father, in a home where she never had any regard for her dad, most likely she will struggle to also respect you. When a woman did not grow up with a father figure she respected, she feared, and she had a bit of, anxiety for whenever she wants to do something. And she remembers, oh, I have a father who will shout at me, I have a father who will, scold me. If she did not grow up in such an environment, most likely she will struggle to submit to you as a man. That's truth. Women who grew up in stable homes, where they had a father they respected, where they had a father that their mom also respected. Because of the fact that they grew up in a home where they respected their dad, and where they saw their mom also respect their dad, subconsciously, it's already wired in their mind that if they marry tomorrow or have a boyfriend tomorrow, that is my job as a woman to respect him, to submit to him, because I saw my mom also doing the same to my dad. But when a woman grew up in a home where she hated her dad, or where her mom always disrespected her dad, insulted her dad, she's also going to behave the same way towards you. So you must ask about a woman's relationship with her dad. The third one is, ask her this: what do you bring to the table? Now, most men are always afraid of asking women this, but you don't have to ask her, what do you bring to the table? Just ask her something like, if I decide to date you, what are you going to add to my life? Because as a man, if you're dating a woman, you are bringing a lot to the table. In fact, for a woman to even see you as someone she can date, that means you are valuable to her. Because a woman will not date you if you're not useful to her. If you don't have money, if you don't have the ability to provide and protect, most women will not want to date you. So for this guy to even want to be around you, that means you are valuable to her. So that means for you to date her, you must also be able to receive value from her. You can't be offering a woman value, giving her value, making her life easier, and she cannot give you anything in return. For me, it makes no sense. Ask her, sit her down, and ask her, see, babe, because whether you people agree or not, a relationship is a business transaction. It's a fact. Women always will choose guys who they can get something from, which means they are going for guys who can give them value. So therefore, if you want to date her, you must also be getting value from her. So sit her down and ask her, if I date you, what can you offer me? What will I get from dating you? She might tell you things like, I'll cook for you, I will always give you reasonable advices, I'll be your emotional pillar. I will also be your backup plan financially. So you must know the things a woman is offering you or can offer you before you decide to date her. If you date a woman who cannot offer you anything in return, then obviously you are in a bad deal. You made a very bad deal. You made a very bad business deal. For a deal to work, both parties have to gain. So if the woman is gaining and you're not gaining, you're at loss. So you have to gain and she also has to gain for that relationship to work. It's as simple as that. Now, the last question you must ask her is, what is your relationship with your ex? We don't want to date a woman or take a woman serious who is still in love with her ex, who is still in good terms with her ex, or who is still in constant communication with her exes. Your biggest threat as a boyfriend or as a husband is your woman's past lovers or are your woman's past lovers, because it's easy for them to come back into her life. Because don't forget, this woman and this man had an emotional history together. So it is easier for them to penetrate back into her life. So you must make sure that before you take any woman serious, that she has cut off contact with all her exes. You don't want to date a girl who will tell you, I'm still friends with my ex. They will only end up sleeping, going behind your back and sleeping with that ex of theirs. Because if a woman is done with her ex, she will not maintain contact with him. So the reason why she's still in contact with him is because she still has feelings for him. So don't deceive yourself. Don't let them deceive you by telling things like, oh, he's just a friend. He's not a friend. He's the one that will destroy that relationship for you. So only accept to be with women who don't have a history or who are not in contact with their exes. So these are the 4 questions you must ask any woman before you decide to take her serious. These questions are extremely important.